Well, that was a fantastic season finale. Great reveals, great payoff, but I do have a few notes about this season overall, but I'll get to that at the end. So, when it's first revealed at the beginning of the episode that the stranger was Sauron, I admittedly was a little upset because I did like this character, but then Eleanor Harfoot comes in and tells him, you can choose who you want to be, and then he just completely decimates Sauron's followers. That was awesome. And then it got me thinking, there's only one character I know that shines bright white and can do this sort of thing. What if he's Gandalf? And then later we find out the character is a wizard. They never actually name drop Gandalf. They're just saying that they call him an old word that means wizard or wise one. I'm like, they're not actually name dropping that he's Gandalf, but he might be. But on the other hand, that could also be a red herring. So until they actually come out and name drop Gandalf, I'm not going to just assume anything. So when the show first started, I said I really liked the character of Halbrand and his dynamic with Galadriel. Those comments have aged very poorly. Because it's revealed in this episode that he was Sauron the whole time. And this is where the actor, Charlie Vickers, he really gets to shine because this is so good. He is so good at doing a total 180 and playing evil. Sauron is sort of in the story this allegory from the devil, and the way he plays that up by trying to tempt Galadriel to join him was one of my favorite scenes of this episode. It was so well acted. He was so good at that. And it took 8 episodes, but we finally get to the Rings of Power part of the show called Rings of Power. And I really liked the new designs of these rings. They look very different than the ones in the movie. That was a nice detail. And I loved the song on the end credits. That was basically just singing the poem in the book about the rings. It was haunting. It was beautiful. It sounded just like a Lord of the Rings song should. Now, if I could improve Season 2, I would say 2 things to the writers. Mainly, pick up the pacing. My biggest problem with this season overall was the pacing. Less telling, more showing, have some more action. And 2, you don't have to give an origin story to every little thing. I don't need to know the origin story about the name of Mordor or the name of the sword or this little, this table's name is so-and-so. I don't need to know any of this. That's just time filler. So you don't need to explain every little thing and give every little detail. So that would, hopefully in Season 2, there's less of trying to do that and more action. But overall, I really enjoyed this season. Like I said, my problem is just the pacing and somewhat forced fan service. But I am very much looking forward to Season 2. Let me know what your thoughts were about this episode of Rings of Power and just the season overall. And I'll see you next time.